The bandwagon of liberals that are bashing Barack Obama now include former President Jimmy Carter, saying Obama waited too long to go after ISIS.
So by not leaving U.S. troops in Iraq, President Obama committed a colossal blunder. Did he not?
There's no question that not maintaining a true presence in Iraq so that we could continue the momentum towards trying to secure that country and try to hope that it could govern itself in the right way, I think was a mistake.
I say it was a colossal blunder, not just a mistake. A mistake is driving your rear view fender into the wall when you're parking your car. This is a colossal blunder that has led to the deaths of tens of thousands of people, because ISIS has now expanded throughout Syria and Iraq and is slaughtering, even today, slaughtering people. Now, the why of it. So you and a bunch of other people, Hillary Clinton, Secretary of State, went in and said, you know what, you got to keep some troops there. Did you pound the table like I would have, or were you diplomatic like you usually are?
Well, I think we made a very strong case that we wanted to at least 10,000.
And you looked him in the eye and said, I, Leon Panetta, Secretary of Defense, and I'm assuming Mrs. Clinton did the same thing. I, Hillary Clinton, Secretary of State, and I'm assuming the CIA did the same thing.
Exactly.
All three of you looked Barack Obama in the eye, like I'm looking you in the eye right now, and said, you have to keep forces there. And he said, well, I don't,
Well, Bill, just to keep the record straight here, I think the president did support providing that $10,000 troop presence in Iraq, and supported CIA operations, supported the diplomatic operations that we wanted to continue. The real issue was, how hard did he fight?
He didn't fight hard at all
to make it happen. That's the
He didn't do anything. Maliki said, because Maliki is being threatened by the Iranians, as you know. The Iranians didn't want the force in there, did they?
No. The Iranians were trying to influence Maliki.
Right. So Maliki folded to the Iranians, and Obama didn't say, we're keeping those guys in. Because Maliki couldn't have gotten them out. And so, all right.
Someone did a survey this week. They counted up the number of hours that Obama has been playing golf since he was president. It was about 850 hours if you base it on a 5-hour round.
More than the time he spent in his intelligence
He
briefings.
attended 42% of his daily intelligence briefings, total hours of that 650 or something. So he's actually spent 200 more hours whacking a golf ball than attending his daily briefings. Now, it's not as simplistic as that. Obviously, he would get other briefings. But it sent such terrible imagery to me.
Horrible.
And I basically have always been reasonably supportive of it. What the
The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention on Tuesday confirmed the first case of Ebola has been diagnosed in the United States. Texas Health Presbyterian Hospital of Dallas officials said in a statement Monday that a patient was being tested for Ebola and had been placed in strict isolation due to the patient's symptoms and recent travel history. No further details are available.
Ticks are among the most dangerous parasites that can attack both you and your dog. According to the Center for Disease Control, ticks can be found in the United States that are carriers of microorganisms that can cause human diseases such as Lyme disease and Rocky Mountain spotted fever. We now have a deer bait station that will apply a ticicide to deer to help control these critters, with an effective rate of almost 98% reduction in tick populations in your area. The deer bait station has 4 paint rollers on it, which rub against the ears of the deer while they're eating. It's an efficient way to kill ticks on your property. This bait station has killed up to 98% of the deer ticks in an area. It's recommended that you use 1 feeding station for every 40 acres to get adequate coverage for your property. This feeder uses only, and I repeat, only, whole, clean corn. And the deer will only eat about 1.5 pounds of whole, clean corn per deer per day. So it's not that much per deer to feed these deer and treat them. The storage bin for the corn on the deer bait station can tell you how many pounds of feed are being consumed by the deer. This relates directly to the amount of pesticide you're going to apply to the paint rollers. You need to follow the directions on the label to figure out how much pesticide to apply to the rollers. It's not difficult. It's very easy to do.
This is the applicator gun. By squeezing this, fluid will be sucked up through this tube that goes into the can. This is the pesticide. Follow the application directions and wear gloves. This is a new unit, so it's not dirty. But you'll draw in the amount of pesticide needed, and then you'll just push it down on top of the paint roller. So it's very easy to use. If you have any questions about it, read the directions. The directions are thorough.
When placing corn in the feeder, do it on a dry day so the corn does not get moldy. Deer will not eat moldy corn, and moldy corn won't flow through the system to the troughs where the deer feed. We like to keep track of the amount of corn that is consumed, because with the knowledge of the amount of corn consumed, we can figure out, using our pesticide label, how much pesticide to add to the paint rollers. Also, we like to make sure that in the trough where the deer feed, there isn't much corn. When there's a lot of corn, they can eat it fast and they don't get as much of the pesticide on their ears. We want them to work at the station to get the pesticide on their ears. We check the station once a week to make sure that the hopper where the deer feed from is clean and that the corn will flow out, that we have corn in our storage bin, and that we have the correct amount of pesticide on the paint roller applicators. In this manner, deer in your neighborhood will become your tick-killing machines. The efficiency of this feeder in eliminating ticks in an area can be upwards to 98%. A 98% reduction in ticks will mean that your likelihood of catching the Lyme disease will dramatically go down.